We are good. We are good. We are good. We are good. We are good to go. All right. Good. 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 Please, if you've just logged in and you've not registered as a registration form, that I will appreciate if you can click and please sign. All right, and I'm going to kick off. Apologies for the 7 minutes late. It's just about making sure everyone is on the same page. All right, okay, we are going to start. Now, you know, when you come on a course like this or on a training like this, what is it that you're taking home? And I know it's a question you might be asking yourself, and because it's a free tester, I know one or two maybe look, okay, let me just go there and see what they're doing. You know, it's just something that's going to be helpful. I want to tell you that data is the new oil money. Data is the new oil money. Any industry, any organization, any community, any whether social or financial business organization that ignores data is just about to fold up. Just going to be like a dinosaur that will be put in the museum and say, once upon a time, that was a great company, but now it is no more. All right. Data is the new oil money. And I can say this without which I can ask you to go and research on the last 50 people that rose to be a multi-millionaire on record. You can Google it online. They made their money through data. They actually had no per se product that they're selling. Some are products and services, but behind it was the power of data, the right use of data. Take, for example, Uber Drive. Uber Drive uses data. The guy does not have a taxi, you know, but it's all over the world using data, and is a multi-millionaire. Facebook just sells data, made its money through data. What about Amazon? Amazon started by selling the wife's book online. Today, Amazon is a powerful platform for online business, all based on the right use of data, Cisco, etc. You know, and businesses have come to realize that to make the right decision, you have to gain insight into the data that you hold, you know. So businesses are now looking for skillful data analysts to come into the business. One, to organize their data for them. Two, to transform the data. Three, and to give them insight of what is happening in the business. And the truth be told, you don't need any kind of formal education to be a data analyst. Why? You and I, we are data analysts from birth. You get it. Only that we did not put it in the context, right, of business. We have always been analyzing data. When your mom, your girlfriend, your wife goes to the market, before she leaves the house, she looks at the money. And I can tell you, she has analyzed what she can buy, at what price, and at what place. That is what a data analyst does, you know, looking at what you have, gaining insight to it, giving insight to the business and say, make this decision, make that decision, and you are going to do well. So on completion of this course, you are going to have an understanding of how data-driven models can improve your ability to make decisions in a fast-paced and uncertain world, and the ability to use modeling to predict future trends, okay, in completion of this module. Also, tabular data visualization and reporting skills with which to clearly communicate your findings and business needs. with all humility, I train a lot of industries, professionals. Even presently, I'm training some staffs in Sterling Bank, okay, and on how to gain insight into the data, transform the data that they use. And I tell you, when you complete this course, you are being empowered with an unusual skill that's going to make you marketable. You can be a freelancer, okay? You can be your own, you can set up your own enterprise to help businesses to manage and transform their data, okay? 3, we're going to give you a capstone project as a proof of your ability to analyze, to summarize, visualize, and report on insights extracted from data set. And I've got loads of data set. Wow. I've got hundreds of data set we may not use. We don't have to use everything. The understanding is the key, the understanding of the framework, the understanding of the methodology is the key. Now, one of the, before I go to the 4th point of on completion of the course, one of the things I've been pulling people back, you know, when they ask questions, do you use Python? Do you use SQL? Do you use, they mention different tools. I want to say to you, don't focus on tools, okay? Focus on the methodology. Focus on the framework. Focus on the process. Have an understanding of an end-to-end project. You can learn tools, okay? You can learn tools. As long as you know what you want to do with the tools, you know, you can learn tools within 2 days. Learning tools is easy. And another thing is this, and I want you to pay attention to this. I tell the truth, I lie not. Not one single person can teach you everything about a tool. Learning about one tool may take you a lifestyle, all right? I've been working with different tools, and I tell you, even the tools, I am still learning more things, discovering more things. Why? Because the businesses that created these tools, they try to enhance, you know, this tool. They try to add on these tools. They improve on this tool. You will get some notification and say upgrade, update your tool. What has happened is that they've added on something. So these tools, they continue to evolve. So no one person can train you everything. But once you understand the process, you understand that this is a query language tool, and this is a visualization tool, you know, then you are good to go. So we give you competence and confidence to start work as a data analyst with skills on Power Query, SQL, Power BI, and other KPI tools like Tableau. We have moved ClickView out, okay? So looking at the list there, Power Query, Power BI, Tableau, these are KPI tools, these are visualization tools. Excel, SQL, right? SQL is a query language tools. We are going to give you these tools, okay, to work with. We won't ask you to go and be looking for them. We're going to give you these tools to work with. We're going to give you the right data set. We're going to teach you, train you how to import data from different sources. We are going to give you knowledge practically. You don't have to cram, okay? We're not giving you any exam, but we're going to assess, you know, your ability to deliver. Because when it comes to data, one single mistake at the place of work may cost the business the whole of its future, all right? So we want to ensure that you are accurate, okay, in your dealing. You give attention to details. You develop critical thinking skills, you know, the right troubleshooting skills, so you don't cost any business more than what they are paying you. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Mindful of time. Okay, what to expect from us? What to expect from us? All right, okay. Okay, now we are training you on level 5-7 framework for data analytics and business intelligence, all right? And you have 24/7 access to our online resources, okay? We have an LMS where we have our resources there. So any video and also past videos you can have access to, and also materials and some ebooks. Some of them are downloadable. Some of them you have to read online. Yep. And also you have one-to-one consultation with your mentor during and after your course. We assign a mentor to you, all right? Another thing that we have brought into the business is that we also now assign a support analyst, a data support analyst. So apart from you having a mentor, you have a support analyst to support you, okay, there, and it's fantastic. So you're not alone. You're learning with a group, you're learning in a group of people, right? You're working, you're developing your leadership skills, you're developing your team playing skills, okay? And you are learning from one another, apart from what we have given to you in the class. Comprehensive and practical proven guide aligned to business strategies and customer needs. In other words, what we're giving you is tailored, you get it, to business strategies and customer needs. 5, practical experience in advanced Excel, advanced SQL. All right, so get ready. I may show you 1 or 2 things in SQL before we go today. All right, but we'll be looking at 1 or 2 Excel, understanding data. All right, Power BI. There won't be time to show us anybody. If there is time, why not? Got all the tools and the material here. Love to show you, you get it, how it works. All right, but when you register for the full course, all this you have access to. We're gonna give you all these tools. We're gonna give you data set. We're gonna give you projects that you're gonna work on with the team. So when you approach your business, maybe at interview, update your CV, you're able to, you not brag, you get it, but in a way tell them, this is what I've done and this is what I can do for you. I'm an asset to your company. You get what I'm saying? You become an asset, because data, right, is the future of every business. We help with CV reviews. We help with CV reviews, soft skills, training, interview techniques, okay? Free BI tools and collaborative tools, yeah. Lassod has got fantastic collaborative tools where you can collaborate with your colleagues, okay? And we advise that you use the tools provided, okay? I see 1 or 2 things we need to mention later. Okay, we also give references and support when you get your job, all right? And team meetings on a weekly basis, that's fine. Please, I'm looking out. If you have any question, kindly please feel. I notice about 9 other people have just joined us. I want those 9 people to please fill the registration form. If you check on the chat box, the registration form is there. I'm pasting it again. It is very essential that you fill. Just click on the link. You know, 5 questions there about. You're not missing anything as I'm talking. You can listen, and you still understand. I'm still doing a kind of housekeeping for you and I. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Any question will be attended to, welcomed anytime. How long will the whole course take? Please, it's going to take you 4 to 5 weeks. The whole course is going to take 4 to 5 weeks, and lectures going to be on Saturdays. It's going to be on Saturdays, 11 to 1 p.m., 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on Friday, we're looking at 1 hour, either for lectures or for tutorial, depending on the speed, you get it, that we go with. So yeah, that's what it's going to take. Yep. Let me see more questions. Coming up, is there any difference between data analytics and business analytics? Yes, there is a big difference between data analytics and business analytics. The beautiful thing is that we cover them both, okay? We cover business analytics, and I believe you know that there's a difference between business analytics and business analysis, okay? Those three, they are three different things, okay? Well, business analytics and data analytics are very close. Business analytics is tailored to businesses. It's more statistical, okay? I'm going to mention one or two. Very beautiful question. I can see you've been making your research, okay? But data analytics encompasses, you get it. Inside data analytics, you have business analytics, all right? And we also have business intelligence, okay? But data analytics, it encompasses them all right? So data, sir, what's data Malaysia? Sir, I didn't get that. Data, okay, you mean data analysis. Data analysis is different. No, data analysis is not different from data governance. It's just got to do with responsibilities. Okay, data governance is, it's just, you know, we've got data quality. Okay? We've got data quality analysts, we've got data analysts, we've got reporting analysts, we've got data governance analysts, we've got different, you know, it's just got to do with responsibilities, you know. Data governance is more to do with data quality, data governance, you know, GDPR, etc. Okay, yeah. How much is the cost? When the administrator come on board towards the end of the training, please, Mr. James, just keep that question for her. Okay, she'll come up a few minutes. I'm going to invite her, and she'll be talking to you about that area. Is that okay? But any other question, you can always throw it to me. I'm more than happy to help you crack it. Okay. While I still wait for more questions, I move on to the next slide. What are we expecting from you? What is expected of students? What is expected of students? One, students must respect the online policy and data protection policy, okay? Students must respect the online policy, please. You get it? Let's be respectful. You get into online policy. You see, okay, how do I put this that you understand better now? You see, most data analysts, they work from home, okay? You see, as a data analyst, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you are in South Africa, in Kenya, you can work anywhere in the world. Why? Because the server you're working with is in the cloud. All right, so you can get a job anywhere. Okay, you're not limited by time or space. You can get a job in Australia as long as you have a good, strong Wi-Fi. Now I'm talking about respect. If you develop the culture to respect, you get it, online policies, the data, all right, you can easily get a job, because at the place of interview, they can tell by looking at you and the way you answer questions and the things that you have done in time past, they can actually tell, right, if you have respect for policies, if you're a person of a good character. It's a person, when it comes to data analysis, your character precedes your skills. Why? The business is entrusted in your hand their life. Remember I said, data is the life of any business. So they're entrusted in your hand their life. You are in your house, okay? You're in your house and you have access to the whole of their data. So if you're not a person of a good character, you are going to put them in trouble. And it starts from now. I know you're a person respectfully, with all humility. I'm saying this, I know you're a person of dignity, of honor, you know, of a good character, but it's very good for us to emphasize it, because in time past, we've seen some people trying to download what they're not supposed to download, trying to act what they're not supposed to act, trying to copy what they're not supposed to copy, you know, and speaking to each other in a way that is not accepted. We have not experienced that, but we have had, of course. You know, it's not new to you. So we are saying that students must respect the online policy and data protection policy. So you have a colleague, okay, and the colleague has a phone number, you have access to the phone number, you don't share that phone number to anyone. In fact, you don't even use it, right, without their consent. 2, students are expected to be professional with their teammates. It doesn't matter to me whether you are husband or wife. We've had couples on the line, okay, on our training, husband and wife. And when they are on training, when it comes to work, because working is the way we assess you is as if you're working for us. You know, we're professional. We're working. Likewise, friends, okay? We are friends that came together. They are, all right, let me see. I think there's another question there. Okay, all right, okay, no, not yet. You know, we have to be professional, all right? Okay, 3, students are to communicate only with the tools provided by the school. Lassod has provided a platform of communication. When you register for the full course, you are going to be in groups, teams. You're gonna have team leader, you're gonna have a senior data analyst, you're gonna have a data analyst, you're gonna have a data governance analyst, you're gonna have a data quality analyst in your team. We're gonna give you responsibilities that when we give you project, you run with your responsibilities to deliver the project. To each group, you deliver just one project. You still do your own, okay, because it is good for you. But when we get to the final project, each one of us, we are going to deliver our own project, all right? So we encourage that you communicate with a platform that's been provided. If you get a job, perhaps First Bank, Central Bank, you know, you get a job with a company in the US or in the UK, you are not going to use your personal phone to be communicating. You will use the platform that's been provided, an online collaborative tool. So we are encouraging you, you know, to start likewise, you know, from here. 4, all assignments must be completed before specified deadline. Why do I emphasize on this? See, to me, there is no magic in learning. I have my QTS. I'm qualified to teach. I taught in the UK for over 8 years. Okay, so I know what it means to teach. I know what it means to extend learning. I know what it is to assess. I can look. I don't need to tell you if you pass or if you fail. You will know yourself because of the way we have structured the training, all right? And one of the way that you will know that you have done well is when you complete your assignment. It's very easy. Complete it and complete it on time, because one thing about data analysis is that it's got to do with time. If you check any data that you want to transform, it must have a time. It must have date to it. So you work with time, all right? So you don't look at a data set or a project and say, do you know what? I'll do this maybe next week. No. They want it in 45 minutes. At the 43rd minute, you must be sending it, you get it, to your boss and say, I have completed the work. 5, students must attend our presentation and tutorials on Friday, okay? So tutorials on Friday or lectures on Friday, okay, 8 to 9. But we'll see how that goes. Students are expected to work hard and to work smart. I love this bit, okay? I know you are very busy, you know, and I know some of you, you're mothers. Some of you, your fathers, you know, you travel to work, you're coming back. By the time you get home, the traffic and the chaos on the road, you are tired, okay? But we need you to work smart. You must learn to prioritize. It is your responsibility to prioritize your time, your duties, your chores, whatsoever, domestic responsibility, to ensure that you attend meetings, to ensure that you get your assessment done. So those are what we expected from students. Okay, a question here. Is your organization a certified trainer of BCS or any other certification body? Our organization is linked with Microsoft, okay? We are connected with Microsoft, our Microsoft and IBM. So we encourage, if you want to write any certification exam, that you register with Microsoft. I think it's about $160, okay? And you book it at your own time. You book the exam at your own time. You sit for it, one time, and we guarantee that you will pass as long as you've passed through the training. We also have some materials that we make available for you to read, to study, because we focus more on hands-on, okay? We focus more on hands-on. We focus more on you getting a job, being competent to do the job that has been given to you. You want to do the certification exam, you register with Microsoft. I believe that answers your question. And we also give a certificate of attendance, which is recognized, okay, which is recognized. And we have people gotten jobs all over in UK, and we give them references and it's accepted. Yeah, and the good thing is that I'm also in the industry, which is credible, that it is not a cowboy that is training you, okay? And we also have two other guys that will be training you. One is Yinka. Yinka has got over 18 years experience in the field, known, and we also have Damola likewise. These guys are phenomenal when they speak. By the time you complete this training after 4 or 5 weeks, we would have given you nothing less than 3 years industry experience, okay? Yeah, so it's good for you to have both, okay? It's good for you to have both. I know Nigeria is a country that focuses more on certification before they know what you can do. So it's good for you to have both. Have the hands-on experience, have your certificate, if you can, and you can also write it on your CV. We are going to give you our certificate. We are going to give you references that will train you, okay? I believe that answers your question. More questions is welcome. All right, and this is the curriculum. I'll go through this now. These are the things you're going to cover. We're going to email this to you. I'm sending it to the platform. So we'll be covering Excel, we'll be covering SQL, we'll be covering Power BI. All right, let me move on. Okay, any question before we start drilling deep? Any question before we start drilling deep on who is a data analyst? Okay, let me even close this a bit. Let me try and see those of you that have done 1 or 2 researches. Can you tell me who is a data analyst? Just, type and paste it on the chat box. Maybe 1 or 2 people. Who is a data analyst? Who is a data analyst? I'm sure before you came, you would have done 1 or 2 researches, there. I also schooled in Nigeria. I went to Bafemolo University. I was in White House. Okay, so I know whenever you get something like this coming up, we research ahead. We do our own findings. We take down our notes, and 1 or 2 people would have done that. We call them their FICOs. Let's have, who is a data analyst? Yeah. I just want to, I'll give you 1 minute, to do that. Who is a data analyst? Yeah. So when you're ready, just type it in the chat box there. It doesn't have to be a textbook definition, okay? Whatever definition that's, any way you can say it. Who is a data analyst? A data analyst is, you don't want to make it open, right? Okay, we've got 2. Yeah, Mr. Andy, why don't you make it directly to us? Let everybody see it. Thank you, Mr. Andy. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Thank you, Mr. Josh. Thank you. That's what Mr. Andy wrote. I'm bringing you out, Mr. Andy. Okay, that's what Mr. Andy wrote. Okay, let me just read. The data analyst is one who analyzes data. Very correct, yeah. Someone who manages data, collect, process, analyze, and interpreting of data. Wow. You went away, you. Okay, data, a data analyst is one who codes data metrics associated with the overarching objective of the strategic intent. Yeah, research. Thank you, sir. That's Sama Olumide. Thank you. Seshi. Anyone who can collect data accurately and information can deduce from, from the gathered data. Thank you. Good. Very good. You are also correct. Adelano, data analyst is a person that gathered information and presented properly for people to understand. Fantabulous. Teju Ibikun. Yeah, a data analyst will retrieve and gather data, organize it, and use it to reach meaningful conclusion. Wow. In fact, it's as if I should just give you guys the IBM certificate straight up. You guys are fantastic. You are fantastic. If I will migrate all of you to UK, yeah, you should get a job within 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. Your definitions are so much on point, so much on point. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Someone who manages data, collect, process, analyze, interpretation, yes, involve, good. I think Joshua Person involved in collecting data. I think I read that. I read that of Andy. I don't want to offend anybody, want us all to be friends, want to read everybody's definition. A data analyst is a person that analyzes data for a businessman trains, and for SDT, yeah, if you break down your SDT for businesses so that a business can make an informed decision. Bravo, you have done very well. Good. I agree with all the definition. I'll tell you, my definition is not far from what you have said so far. You can just take a very screenshot. It's the same thing, only that, I just copied it online. Don't think I wrote that myself. Your definitions are far better than mine. If I've done that, so you are an analyst in process. You must be on this course. You must be on this course because I can see you will thrive well. A data analyst collects. So if you mention collect, fantabulous. Organizes. You may, I know I saw organizes there, and studies data, okay, to provide business insight by applying tools. That's one area that some of us, we miss that, by applying tools, okay, and techniques. We don't use common sense. It is a science. Okay, we apply tools. We apply tools like Python, like R, like SQL, Power BI, Tableau, ClickView, and many more, SSIS, SSRS. You get it. We apply, query languages. Excel is a powerful tool. Likewise, by applying tools and techniques. What techniques do I use? Do I use join right, join left, join? What do I do? Do I append? Do I use my VLOOKUP, the pivot table? What do I do? Do I merge? What do I do? Do I create a model? Techniques for data analysis and data visualization, to analyze the data, to aggregate the data, to give informed knowledge for informed decision. You guys, your definitions, they blew me out, okay? Really love it, wow, love it. And data visualization, this is where we use all the different charts. And the charts depends on what the message of the report you're trying to convey to the stakeholders. The second definition, which is similar, is that a data analyst serves as a gatekeeper. There's someone's definition there that use another word for gatekeeper. In other words, you are the one in charge of data. You are the life of that business. Okay. And one beautiful thing about the role of a data analyst is that you are close to the top. You're close to the CEOs. You're close to the chairman. You are the one everybody want to speak to. The accounting department, the finance department want to speak to you. The HR want to speak to you. You get it. The customer relation want to speak to you. The sales want to speak to you. Even in the hospital, I tell you, the NHS in this place uses data like no man's business. Everybody wants to talk to you because you are the gatekeeper. All the data is in your hand. For an organization's data, so stakeholders can understand data and use it to make strategic business decisions. Sorry, hold on 1 minute, sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, okay, amen. Thank you. All right. I would have said that somebody had me said amen. You would have known this guy goes to church maybe once a while. It was my wife. Don't mind her. Pray. Okay. Good. All right. Okay. I'm on camera and they're all looking at me. Okay. Responsibilities of a data analyst. All right. What are your responsibilities? What are the things that you'll be doing? What you'll be doing, they are all embedded in the definition we've already given. Obtaining data, collecting data, filtering the data, cleansing the data, okay, monitoring and auditing the data. These are your jobs. I want you to do a screenshot of this, okay? It's really going to help you. You go for an interview, right? Or perhaps they didn't even invite you for an interview. You approach the business and you are telling them what you're going to do. I'm going to help you in collecting your data. I'm going to help you to filter, to cleanse, monitor, and audit your data, spot trends in your data. So really, yes, want to generate an understanding report from your data. You get what I'm saying? You know, when I looked at some businesses' data, you know, even in the banks, I'm like, excuse me, what is this? What exactly? What is this? You know, I said, look. This is not it. This is not how a data should look like. Okay, because that is what we call dead data. There's what we call dead data. You know, we have unstructured data. Okay, and this is different from files of pictures. Pictures are also unstructured data. Music are unstructured data, etc. But there are also some unstructured data, you know, that are just a kind of a dead and a dirty data, right? But we are going to train you. You're going to know all the stuff. How much is the training, sir? My phone battery is low. Oh dear. What is your name? Did you fill the form? The coding rather. Okay. Sorry. That is Emelda. Is that your name? Emelda. We're going to communicate with you. I'm so sorry about your phone being low. Okay. I promise if you fill the form, if you've not filled the form, Emelda, please do. I'm sending you the link now. Again, everyone just please bear with me. There are some questions I can't answer for now, okay? But Imelda's phone is low, please. Where is this link? The link is here. This is the link. I'm gonna post it again. Make sure you fill the link, Imelda, all right? Yeah, and we are gonna get in touch with you on that, please. I'm not the one in position to discuss that. Okay, that is the only question I can answer. Thank you for thanking me. Fantastic. Wow, good. I love this group. Very courteous. Okay, generate easy to understand reports. Because when you look at the data, I'm going to show you one or two very quickly. When you look at the data, you say, what is this talking about? But by the time a data analyst, you know, transforms the data, okay, then you're able to see, gain more insight, you know, to the data so that the business can make better decisions, collaborate and coordinate with people, identify business needs, and so on. I want to move into some practical stuff. Oh, the definition. Okay, let me do this. Very quickly, okay? Now we're going to do some practical stuff. We're going to engage, you know, we're going to interact, All right, we're going to analyze. I like the way we're interacting when you were giving me those definition. Now, what is analytics? All right, what is analytics? And this should be able to answer the question of the person that asks the difference between data analytics and business analytics. What is analytics? Analytics is a scientific process. It is a scientific process used to examine the raw data to draw meaningful and logical conclusion. It is a scientific process using all those tools, engaging, processes and frameworks, following a pattern that's been tested and been proven, all right, to gain logical and meaningful conclusion. Now, let's look at types of analytics. We have 4 types of analytics. One, we have descriptive analytics, okay? We have diagnostic analytics, we've got predictive analytics, and we've also got prescriptive analytics. Now, what is descriptive analytics? As the word describe comes, it means you are describing what has happened in the business, okay? You're describing what has happened. You're creating a report to tell the business what has happened. So take, for example, total sales in Kafancha is this. That is a descriptive analysis. You get it. We have X and X number of customer, right, in Congo State, in Congo, right? Yeah. We have the following employees at the top, top sales guys. What has happened? Okay, descriptive analytics from the data. Okay, please don't forget that, because when you are creating your report, I like to show all this for analytics. Okay, right? Then what is diagnostic analytics? It's just like when you diagnose something, you take your car to the mechanic and they diagnose it and say that this is the problem, all right? In other words, you are now drilling into your descriptive analysis and say that this is why we made so-and-so sales in Kafancha, okay, and so-and-so sales in Congo or, your state. This is why so-and-so did good sales. Those 5 guys that did top sales, maybe they sent them to Lagos. You get it? And they did a lot of sales. And these 5 guys that didn't make a lot of sales, maybe they sent them to Bida. You sent them to Bida to go and sell iPhone, whereas you sent these guys to Lagos to sell iPhones. You're diagonizing. Why? So which means instead of we just saying that, what, these 5 guys that we sent to Bida, they are rubbish sales guys. No, we are now looking at the why. The data is telling us why. It's not that maybe these guys are not, it's because of where you sent them to, all right? And in data, it is not common sense. It is a scientific process. Predictive analytics predicts what could happen. In other words, from the data, how the customer behaved last year, behaved 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we can tell how the customer will behave next year and 2 years. And this is one of the things that Amazon uses. We called it propensic modeling. Okay, we call it propensic modeling. So you go online to Amazon, all right? As soon as you click a phone, right, then there's a drop down that comes down and says that those who purchase this iPhone, they also purchase maybe an handset or a car holder, a case, a phone case. You get what I'm saying? So people, they've analyzed the data. They're able to predict, you get it, what you're going to buy, what you're going to spend, the kind of shops that you go to, especially in an online shop that has different small businesses, okay? This guy likes shopping TM Louis. All right, let's see if we would like Charles Hackett as well. They have the similar kind of brand, a little bit more. Yeah. Predictive, okay? And also we have prescriptive. Prescriptive sometimes is visual, sometimes it is written. That is when you are recommending to the business what they should do, okay, to achieve so and so. Sometimes people mix up predictive and prescriptive. They are so different. Predictive is to predict, all right, and the other one, prescriptive, is to prescribe, okay, like a doctor prescribed a drug for you. Yeah, that's prescriptive. Let me look at this question. Okay, can we record this meeting introduction, please? Seshi, it's on YouTube. Don't worry, I have your back. I have your back. It's on YouTube. Before I close, I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to put it there on the chat for you, and you can have it as your personal gift from me with the whole of my heart. Okay, good, 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 good. All right. So it's recorded on YouTube. It's recorded on YouTube. I just use that to free our space since it's a free training, you know, let's have it. Okay, please take a screenshot free of charge. You know, it's a very useful material. And I want to say this to you, anytime you're creating a report, have this behind your mind. Have this for analytics behind your mind. And for the gentleman or lady that asks for business analytics, you see, when it comes to prescriptive analytics, for those of you that have a bit of statistical background, you know, maybe you just branch into statistics in your first year in uni, you know, or in secondary school, you know, when we talk about the hypotheses, when we talk about the mean, the averages, you know, etc. Yeah, you can use that. Those are business, and those are areas of business analytics. Okay, they describe the averages, they describe the spread, the skewed, you know, of and that's the area that leads to machine learning, okay? That leads to machine learning, artificial intelligence, and all that. And I tell you, they're just statistics. They're just a click of a button away. And if you're using Python or R, they're just one or two codes away. The beauty of it is that in Power BI, in Tableau, you just click a function there, and I tell you, it gives you everything that you're looking for. Even in Excel, in Excel, there is a function there that is called data analysis. If you can't see it on the toolbar, right, you can go to your I think, is it the field? No, the find section, and do a kind of an add-on. It is free, it's all there. All right, but all this, you know, hopefully we have the time. There's a lot to take in, I want to welcome you. You've chosen the right platform, and I hope you're able to register for the full training. Okay, I can see we're about 31. For those of you just coming, okay, if you've not registered, kindly please do. There is a link that I'm pasting. Please fill the link, click the link and register. Click the link and register. Okay, thank you. Let me see. What do we have? We have this beautiful section that I love so much. Areas of analytics. Okay, and what does this mean? That means that there is hardly any area that you can fit in. This is just a few to mention. Okay, to mention to you, and there are other areas that you can fit in. I want you to be rest assured, whether you read law, you read mass comm, you read math, you read physics, science, you read biology, you read a single honors, you read a double honors, whatsoever, you have your ICANN. We train people. One of my students that just finished has a chat ICANN. In Nigeria have ACCA. In UK, discovered that, you know what, if I don't know data analysis, I'm going to lose my job. Irrespective, you get it, you can fit in, right, into data analysis. And these are different areas of analytics. We've got the customer analytics, we've got the industry focused analytics, we've got the financial analytics, we've got the performance analytics, we've got the risk analytics, you know, and so on and so forth. Okay, right? So we also have the performance. Yeah, we have the performance. I mentioned that. It's a very key one there. Okay, I'm going to give us, I think somebody asked the question. For this guy here, data life cycle will be what I would love to start with next week when you continue with the course. Okay, continue with the course next week. And it's most likely that your first Real lecture is going to be on Friday 8 to 9, most likely, and bang on also on Saturday. You need to come with a cold bottle of water, okay, beside you, because I'm going to take you. I'm going to take you so high. I'm going to take you so high, and you are going to. So and I'm going to send you some data sets. All right, I'll send you some data sets after the session, which will be to prep you. So I want to encourage you, okay, when you speak to the administrator, try as much as possible, you get it, to find a way to register for the full course. It will help you. It will really, really help you. You get it. If you get a job in UK, your minimum salary in a day is £250. How does that sound? £250, multiply that by 650, that's what you're getting in a day, although that's before tax, you know, and you can earn as high as 400, 500 pounds per day on what you're looking at. So what we're giving you, it's something that will change your life, okay? Yes, for those of you that are Christian, I know Jesus changed your life, amen. Another change of life that you need is a financial empowerment change of life, okay? Good. So you need it. And whether respect all the Muslims on the line, and even those that don't believe in God at all, respect you, and I love you so much. But the truth is you need this empowerment, and you are on the right platform, okay? All right, let me just brief us on data life cycle. Data life cycle, just as we define and this is what you'll be doing at work, okay? In as much as we talked about the responsibility, you know, if you're asked to talk about a project that you've done, we're talking about creation or capture. Capture, that is also collecting. That's another word for collecting data from different sources using the right tool. You could be using SSIS, Visual Studio, could be using Python, you know, and it could just be, I think that was a business I did a training for, they just emailed the data to them. I said, oh my God, can you just email data to them? When you have Office 365, even if you don't have a cloud storage, why don't you use Office 365? It is just $15 or £15 a month for the whole business. And I tell you, you have huge storage system, you know, and it can also be, okay, let's go there. Let's go there. But these are things that you can do. You can introduce to businesses. You get it. We can help you organize your data so that your business can run better, smoothly. All right, you know, so they can have access to the right data and gain insight to it. This what I can do. Look, I want to say this to you guys. You see, the role may not exist, because the business may not have a need for it. You can put in a proposal. I have people that were trained, you know, and they leave from here, they go to Nigeria. At least I have like 3 guys now. They left UK and went to Nigeria, submitting proposal, right, to help businesses to reform, to transform the data of their organization. And it's what you can do. Everything, let me tell you, everything about petroleum engineering is data. Go and ask anyone that studied petroleum engineering. Everything about petroleum engineering is data. So if anyone says, no, I want to go and study petroleum engineering, apart from the geology side and all that, they need data. It is data, you know, and this is the data we're giving to you here. So we're talking about capturing data, aggregating data or synthesizing data, and storing the data, okay? I'm on the blue side now. I'm running very fast because of time, okay? And the storage there is where we call the data warehouse. That is where data is being modeled. You know, we call it data modeling. A data modeler earns around 600 or 700 pounds per day, yeah. If you're a data modeler or data engineer, that is another level. But what did they do? They model data, understanding the types of data, modeling them, you know, looking at the data flow into a data warehouse. I tell you, you may think it's that difficult. No, it is a skill you can acquire, you can learn, all right? Okay, good. Now, where you have the access analysis, where the data analyst comes in. From creation capture to data storage is what the data engineer does. The data engineer or the data architect. That's what they do. But you come in, you see that yellow guy there, the data access and analyze, that is where you come in. Because, let me explain this. You see, when the data engineer works, it brings in a lots of data. But you as a data analyst, you don't need all the data, maybe perhaps for a particular project. So what you do is, from the data warehouse, the blue stuff here, you capture your data. You can capture it whether through SQL, whether through Excel, through Power BI, through Tableau, wherever it's stored, you'll be given the link, you can capture it. If you're working for a company in UK and you're in Nigeria or in US, all they have to do is to give you a link, or they give you a VPN. A VPN gives you access to the data. It is just a click away. You don't need a formula, you don't need a code, you don't need, it is just a click. Look, a click, just the same way you press your phone. Pum, pum, it's just a click. Anyone can do it, but nobody will tell you that anyone can do it. Yeah, but that's why you're here. And you're knowing that anyone can do it. All right. Good. And I want to encourage you that anything that you learn here, keep it to yourself. Well, half a word is enough for the wise, okay? And we also have where we have the share, what's it called? Share the report. After creating your report, you share your report. I think let's go a bit practical now. These are some of the reports created by the students. I think this was created after 3 or 4 weeks into the course. This was created 2 weeks into the course. So after about 2 weeks, you're able to create it. We're going to give you the data set. You're able to create report, data analyst skills. Okay, before we go into an interactive session, let me run this through to you. Run this through with you. Okay, run this through with you. The skills that you need to be a successful data analyst. And I believe you have it, okay? But what we want to try and do is to bring it out, okay? I think I've got 1 or 2 questions. Even in SPSS, yeah, SPSS and SEM, yep, yeah, SPSS, yeah, good. And you can use that also in data science, yeah, fantastic. Data analyst skills, attention to details. You must pay attention to details. Let me tell you, when you're working on data, even a comma, all right, can give you an error report. So you have to pay attention. If you're somebody on the line, you've not forgotten your wife's date of birth, you're going to be a successful data analyst. If you're someone that remembers, you know your children's date of birth, you're going to be a successful data analyst. Attention to details. But if you're forgetting your wedding anniversary, okay, we'll train you. Okay, don't give up. All right. So attention to details, is required. Problem solving skill. I'm going to give you an exercise now, which we are going to drill into. Okay, and it's going to access your problem solving skills, your critical thinking skills, your analytical skills. Okay, and you also need a good industry knowledge. You need to research about the knowledge, the data analysis. I love it when some guys started putting their, SPSS, SEM, putting their coding, put their data governance, data quality, business analytics. That means you've been doing some research. You must have a good industry knowledge. You must be able to put everything in the right perspective. Let them be the right place where, so that when you speak, you don't get them mixed up. And someone says, sorry, what are you saying? Yep. Good industry knowledge, effective communication skills is required because you're communicating with stakeholders. You want to communicate with them with simplicity in a way that they will understand. If you've done, leadership skills and excellent technical skills. These are skills that is required and much more. Okay, and if you can give attention to details, right, your technical skills is going to be on point. It's going to be on point because every skill is learnable. I've had people say that leaders are born. I'm yet to meet one. All right, leaders are born, but I'm yet to meet one. But I've seen leaders that are made. All right, good. All right. Now, I want us to look at this exercise. I call it market sizing skills. You can Google it online. It's called market sizing skills. For those in the consulting area or looking to go into the consulting area, you will need this skill. All right. So I'm going to put the question here on here, and I'll give you a few minutes to look at it. And I'm going to unmute one or two people, all right, to give me an answer. Now, there is no exact answer, okay, for this question. There is no exact answer for this, but what we want to see as data analysts, we want to change the way you think. We want to change the way you view things. We want to see the way you analyze. We want to see the way you solve problems, okay? That we are not actually looking for the answer, but we need you to give a figure and an estimate, okay, at the end of the day. There is nothing for us to check if your estimation is correct or not, but we need you to give us an estimate. And the first question, which I want everyone to go on to, and I'm giving you 2 minutes before you start, just raise your hand or tell me you want to speak, okay, is that how many fridges are there in India? Okay, how many fridges are there in India? I'm going to wait for about 2 minutes. If you want to approach it, just raise your hand. I'm going to unmute you. Okay, and we'll take it off from there. How many fridges are there in India? I've got 1, 2, and wow, that was quick. My. Okay, I'm going to take in down names. Billy Kisu, Ceci. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce it well. Billy Kisu. Ceci. If I have one more, then I start unmuting you and you get it. I want you to look at it. Please just, want to see how. All right. Okay. Anyone more that wants to approach it? So I have 3 people that are going for it. All right. While we wait for the third person, I want Billy Kisu alone to please unmute his or herself. I believe that's a lady's name. Okay. Forgive me. You may be even using your wife's, okay. So I'm going to ask you to unmute. Okay, can Billy Kisu please unmute? Yes, please go for it.
Good afternoon. Is a lady, is Billy Savage or Billy, by the way?
Okay.
Straight to the question. When you say how many fridges are there in India, I take you actually include commercial and private. It's everything you're looking for.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you talk about a country of 1.something billion, and then you include, both commercial and personal fridges, you're actually looking at a huge figure.
I agree with you.
Okay, so if I analyze it further than that, because you're not just talking about, when I say commercial, you're talking about businesses as well as companies and other things. So I mean, I am thinking I am thinking over, close to 5 or 10 million fridges. That's what I'll say to you.
Okay, how do you come to that?
And yeah, that's my analysis. You're talking about if you include companies, you include homes, you include restaurants and everything, and also bear in mind in some homes and restaurants, they have not just one, they have a multiple of different fridges as well. So, and I'm just analyzing it down for you, So yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll just chip in something in case we're not able to speak again. Is that when you're talking about business, and I'd just love you to just say business says maybe 2 million.
Okay.
You get that. I know you're in a hurry. Yeah. So we're now thinking like an analyst, not like an English teacher. You get it.
Yeah. Thank you
so much.
That's well spotted. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. Can Ceci, sorry if I don't pronounce the word, just forgive me. Okay, please, you can unmute. Yes.
Good evening, everybody. I don't have any figure on top of my head, but what I'm thinking is for you to be able to decide on that, two things came into my mind straight away. Number one, we need to know if any company is producing fridges in India, they will need to know how many fridges they've been able to sell within the context of the time given. Then if there's any importation right, or you understand what I'm saying? Like people are given the right to import fridges. If we have data on such as well,
sorry to interrupt you, sir. Please forgive me, sir. I don't really interrupt you, get it? Well, you see, the question is not how many were sold, how many are there?
Correct. Okay, then I think I misunderstood.
So don't just look at commercial. I know we're training for business. You get it. Well, I want you to look at the question: how many are there? You know, how many are there in India? Yeah.
Okay, let me come back again then.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Thank you. And I'll be waiting for you to come back. I want you to come back. Yes. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Good. I can see a hand. Baba Tunde. Okay, let me unmute you there. Baba Tunde. Yes, you can unmute yourself, sir.
Hi.
Yeah.
My maths is not that great, but I think the approach to getting the right figure is to get the ratio of the population in the country, the population of families, the population of businesses, and then use a mathematical calculation to say, this is the rough estimation of fridges there is in India. Obviously, you can never be precisely, but you can narrow it down to some specific numbers.
Can I do you a favor, sir?
Yes, please.
Because I love your analysis. You get it, and I don't want to make it look as if it's what you're saying makes sense. Okay, and I like the way you said, okay, I'm going to do the figures for you. All right, can you give me estimation?
Okay,
good. So you said population, I'll give you 1 billion. Okay. Population, yeah.
All right.
What else? What other parameter?
The families.
Yeah.
No, let's start with businesses. Businesses that runs with fridges that need fridges a lot. We are talking about restaurants. We're talking about meat sellers, fish sellers. We're talking about even side streets. People sell cold drinks on the street. They sometimes have fridge on their bicycles. So we were talking about India. They're very, very, very innovative in the way they do things. So we're talking about cinemas. We're talking about restaurants. We're talking about government offices. We're talking about. I mean, we could
so give me an estimate. Give me an estimate. So how many fridges do you think those businesses altogether would have?
500 million.
500 million. Okay, yes. Go on, sir. Yep.
Okay. Families, we're talking about another up to 700 or 800 million.
How did you get? How do you get a figure?
Because obviously, there are more families than businesses, so the figures has to be a lot higher.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So,
I like you, Mr. Babatunde. Good one.
Thank you. You know what? Let's say
you're good, sir. So let's put it together. 800, 500 million. That gives me 1 billion, sir. That means everybody in India has a fridge.
Oh, okay. No, that's that's not possible. That's not possible. Let's say 100 million families have a fridge.
Okay.
And then let's say 80 million businesses have a fridge. Yes.
Okay. So we're looking at 180 million in India. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Please stay online. I love you. I love this guy. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. And also, I think, is it Savage? Thank you. That was a good one also. And there was a gentleman. Yeah. Oh, I've got more hands now. I've got more hands. I've got James. I've got all right. Okay, let's do this, please. I'm enjoying this. Let me give James, then I will give Musa and Adebayo, and I'll be for that session. Is that okay? All right. So if Mr. James can, so what's happened to my mouse now? Mr. James, can you please unmute, please? Mr. James.
Yeah. Hi. For that question, the answer is unknown.
Okay, Mr. James, do you know what? Mr. James, I say I don't know what you do, but hi, Charles Iduh, I want to offer you a job and I'll be paying you £300 per day. Can you please solve this problem for me? Will you tell me unknown?
Well, I won't tell you unknown directly. Okay. I'll have to base that because that's not.
I want to give it to you at the end of your analysis. I'll take your phone number. I'll send you a letter. You get it, and I will appoint you, giving you £300 a day if you can impress me with your answer. Go for it.
Yeah. Yes. This question. The reason why I said the figure is unknown is because the company has not given me any other further. The company cannot expect me to.
That's why they're paying you.
But I can't import these numbers from anywhere.
It's an estimation.
Yes. So if an estimation, then I can clearly say that is the number of people living in India. If I say the number of people living in India is 50 million, then I want to analyze what the weather condition is in the country, how many people live in the country in terms of family, how many houses, homes. So there are so many things that come into play. So this is not a clear question. I need to then dig more into the company to find out what the data they have in place already. That will help me to make an informed decision. I can't make any business decision based on this question. You can't just ask me how many fridges are in India. That is not.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you, Mr. James. It's just that, do you know what? I can't give you this job now, all right? Because I need a solution. I need a solution. Sorry, you get it. You need to apply again, you know?
No problem.
Thank you. So, Mr. Musa, please unmute yourself, Mr. Musa. Mr. Musa? Yeah, I think I got you there. Can you please unmute and let me hear you? Thank you. Yeah.
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to use the 1 billion that you estimated for the population earlier.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
All right. So I went on Google and I found this data on this website, statista.com.
Yeah.
And it says that production as of 2020 for refrigerators stood at 12 million units per annum. So if we're going to look at maybe for the past 10 years, we're looking at about 120 million units of refrigerators, yeah? And then I went back to check what is the percentage in poverty rate in India, people who can afford to buy refrigerators. It stood at about 28%. Leaving out of 1 billion people, you have about 720 million people who can afford, we're using an estimate here, 720 million people who can afford to buy refrigerators, yeah? And then I went also to find how many registered business as of last year are in India. And I am looking at a figure of 1.2 million businesses, registered businesses, that assuming maybe about 50% of them use refrigerators, then we add that up to the number of people who can afford to buy refrigerators. And then maybe we look at some of them might not need refrigerators, yet can afford it. So I'm going to put my number at about 600 million refrigerators, looking at the number of refrigerators that have been produced over the past 10 years at 120, and then maybe somewhere imported from other countries.
Do you have my email address? You just call yourself a job. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
You see, the truth is, just as Mr. James said, there is actually no exact answer. There is nothing for us to use to measure the answer. And your interviewer or the business is not actually looking for the answer. They just want to see how you solve problems, your critical thinking, you get it, the way you analyze. And you see those analyses, looking at the businesses, the poverty rate, the affordability, the population, the businesses that exist. This is what they want to see. They want to know their competitors. They want to know what is being produced, etc. Fantastic. You get it? Good one. Good one. Let me take one more person. That is Adebayo. Not sure if it's a Mr., if it's a Mrs., forgive me. Let's take this one and the last one. Yes, let Adebayo unmute and go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, I was about combining the two last speakers.
All right.
Okay, I was combining them together. I get it because one, talking about how many fridges we have in India, there are some steps you have to take in because you have to work based on the data you have. You Google it, you look at the poverty rate, you look at how many people can afford these fridges as well. So let me just say I'm trying to combine the two last speakers. So they've already said it, and you have already kind of crammed it up with what you said. So there's no point prolonging issues any longer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Debayo. Thank you. I'm so happy you get it, that we're having a go at this. I want you to picture yourself that you're working in a team. All right. You're working in a team, and the CEO, the CEO, the head of operations is looking at everybody behind and seeing who is actually making sense. Who are we going to give this project to? This project is worth billions of dollars. Who are we going to give this business to? They want to see how you're solving. That's what we call globalization. You get it? Globalization, taking a business from one end to the other, understanding where you are going to. We need data. I thank you what Mr. Debayo said. We need data. I think quite a lot of people talked about it. We need data. Well, how do you get this data? That is why you're being paid. That's why they are paying you so much. Let me tell you, £400, £300 a day is not a joking money. They want you to source for some data. But the good news is that most of the time you'll be given this data. All right, you'll be given. But at the same time, I'm so happy you get it, that I'm able to assess your critical thinking skills and so on, and that is fantastic. I wouldn't be able to continue with the rest. I so much enjoyed myself because I was going to bring up a data set for us to see how to understand data. Okay, I actually had it here. Let me see if I still have it opened. Yeah, sorry, I didn't give you a break. You don't really need a break. You're fantastic people. Can you still see my screen? I was going to give us I'll show us how to understand data. Single entity data, multi-entity data. But well, if you sign up for the course, we are going to look at all this. But let me give you something that you should enjoy. And let me see if I can do this for the next 15 minutes. All right. I'm going to open my SQL SSMS for you, and we're going to look at how to query data. Okay. I'm going to use that to close. Then I'm going to invite the administrator. She's going to have a chat with everyone, and whatsoever question you have directly, you can speak. I'll mute you, and we'll take it up from there. I want you to look carefully at this data set. We've got the category data. We've got the customers data. Okay. We've got employees data. We've got an order details. Okay. Let me just do that. We've got an orders data. Don't mind this closing. Please, if you've not registered for attendance, please do, because I may want to send you this data set for you to use for practice and even one order to prepare us for Friday and Saturday. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a 2 minutes break while you watch, you get it, and I'm going to open my SQL, okay, and it's coming up. Let me see what we have here. Okay. Let me see. Done. Nope. Don't save. Yeah. All right. SQL. Okay. Oh, it's already up here. Let me try and share this. Is that it? Okay. Let me take this off. All right. Okay. Good, 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 good. Everyone can see my screen. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 minutes, just take a glass of water, whatsoever. I can teach 9 hours if you don't stop me, but it's okay for us to have a short break. Okay. Let me see what I'm doing here. Okay. And that's it. Okay. And this is going to make sense. This is going to make sense. This is going to make sense from when I explained the, what's it called now? The data analytics life cycle. I'll still go over it again, drill deeper. All right, so let me just give us 2 minutes to relax, before we call it a day. Okay. Before we call it a day. All right. Let me see. Please grab some water. Let me see if I can get something here. Just 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. All right. How are we doing? How are we doing? Fantastic. All right. Okay, now that's my SQL. I would have closed it. It was already opened. But when you open your SQL, you're going to have something, a screen like this. You may not have this. Okay, open here. Let me do something. Let me say, I'm going to do something. I'm gonna do this. Good. I'm gonna take that off, and it's gonna give me error. Fantastic. Good. So when you open your SQL, SSMS, which we're gonna install for you. All right, we're gonna install for you. We got 1 or 2 guys online, and you don't have to leave your location. You need to use the team viewer to help you locate it. It's much easier if you're using Windows. All right. We work on Mac, just a bit more complicated. But let me give us an overview how it works before I call the administrator to have a chat with us. I still welcome questions, okay? Any question you have, please, you can still type in the question, all right. Okay, now when you open your database, this is the database that has been created by the organization for you. You don't have to create it, but creating a database is so easy. It's honestly so easy. If I want to create a database, I won't execute it, but let me show it to you. Okay, all you have to do, there are about 5 create functions we were going to show you. If you want to create a database, is create database, and you write the name of the database. Let me look for the name of somebody. I think that was a lady that gave us a fantastic answer, only that I pronounced the name wrongly. I think that's Billy Kiso. Yeah, okay, right. Now, if I execute this, if I do execute, a database is created. That is it. And that's not maths, that's not statistics, that's an average English. Create a database, you give it the name. If you want the name of the database to be Charles, and that will be it. You execute, and that's where you execute, and that is it. You've created a database. And do you know how much people get paid to create a database? Although the database is empty, it's now left for you to create the tables. And how do you create tables? Okay, you write create tables, and you give it a name. Let's give it a name again. Let's say Charles table, and that's it. Charles create table. Let me take this off. Create table. Okay. Okay, because of the table is underlining. All right. Charles. Okay, that's it. And I tell you, it's not a difficult thing, but from there you need to create the body, okay, which is the insert. All right, but we'll be showing you all this when you come on the course. But what I want you to look at is the table I want to work with for you for the next 10 minutes is the north wind. And when you look at the side here, these are all the database that I've created, okay? If I've executed that, it's going to come up here. Yep. So let me say where is it? Okay, this is north wind. This was the data set I opened, and I said, that's all the details, customer and all that. And if you look at them, here they are, customer categories, employee, other details, orders, products. One thing about SQL is that for you to view those tables, just as we did in Excel, in Excel, you just click in the tab and you're seeing them. For SQL, you have to write a query, okay? You have to write a query to execute. You execute the query for your table to come up. Now, for you to do that, there is a tab here, follow the step. There is a tab we call new query. When you click on new query, a new canvas comes up. Then beside here, a lot of people forget this. Even up to yesterday, someone still sent me some screenshots. I don't know why it's giving me error. I did exactly what you showed us. Now, what they didn't do is to come to this drop down, to select the database that they want to work with. These are all databases, okay? So the one I want to work with is Northwind. So any query I execute with respect to Northwind will work, will give me a positive outcome. So let's take, for example, I want my order table, okay? Now, I'm going to do something. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to master, okay? I'm going to change this to master, and I'm going to write select. That's, you see, we have the select function and we have the create function, but now we're looking at select from, let's say, orders. Sorry, my system is just hanging there. Select orders. And you're going to see what's going to happen. It's going to give me error. This is what most people do. It's going to give me error. Why? Because in this database called master, there is no orders there. Okay, so I need to pick the right database. And look at what's going to happen to my query. Immediately, all the red that underlined there, they are going to disappear. That means, in other words, it's going to read that, you know what, it wants to execute from that. Even though it's not changing there, I'm going to execute. And what is it? Select, did I spell it right? Select, let me see, select star. Sorry, select star. I need to put a star. Star from orders. And when you execute this, you have your table come. Now, let me explain this command for you. You see the star there means that I want SQL to go and bring me all, you get it, all the attributes on the orders table. So you use the star. If you don't use star, you're saying, I don't want all the table. That means you have to specify. So take, for example, if I need the order ID, the customer ID, the employee ID, the order date, if those are what I want from the table, so I'm going to say select. So order ID, I'm going to put here from orders. Okay, now having activated IntelliSense. So if I say order ID is suggesting it to me, I put a comma, customer ID, or let me say shipware. There's a shipware there. Can you see shipware there? Shipware. See, shipware comes up. I put a comma. Let me say freight. So what this report is giving me is the freight that is paid, you know, for the following orders. I don't need to put a comma anymore. You know, in English, when you write the last attribute that you need, you don't put any comma. So if I highlight this and click execute, you find out I just have the order ID, the shipware, and the freight, okay? And if I want this to be in ascending or descending order, okay, I'm just going to put order by what? Order by freight, because that's the freight. Freight, that's the freight there. So if I do this, and I do execute, it has given me in from top to bottom. If I want to change that and I say descend, this is beautiful, okay? Descend, so what it's going to do, it will change the narrative. It's going to give me from top to bottom. And from this, I can see the highest amount that is paid on freight. Okay, now I want someone to write for me. I want to bring up all the tables of the customer. What will be the query? All the tables, all the attributes in a, I wanted to just put it on the chat box. There is a Joe select star, yeah. Go on. Select star. yeah, for customers. I want you, whatever you type, I'm going to copy it and paste there. Select star from others. I want from customer, customer. Yeah, I think you got the gist. You got the gist. You got the gist. Okay, you got the gist. Good. Select star from. Let me copy this. This is what are your roots. So I'm gonna take this one for off. It can be on a straight line. You can write it this way, okay? You can write it this way, 2 lines. You can write it, it doesn't matter, okay? So if I highlight this and I execute, you begin to have the customer table. That's it, thank you. Magdalene will say, thank you, yeah. That is the customer table. I believe we all got the gist there. That is the customer table. Select star from customers brings all the customer table. All right, I believe we all got it. Okay, let me check it out again. Can somebody write a query to bring all the product table? I need the product table. The product table. Put it on the chat box. Wow, you guys are so sharp, man. This is good. The product table. Type it. Good. Select star from products. Good. Yeah, let me have more. Let me have more. Select star from products. Good, 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 good. I know I've got more people in class. Come on, be bold, be bold. Be as bold as a lion. Be bold. Yeah. You know something like what? Yeah, select star from product. Okay, somebody's a product, another say products. Okay. All right, go on, go on. Yeah, you see, yep. I need one more. I need one more. You're correct, but it has to be products. You need attention to details, the spelling. If I copy this, and I paste it here, if I run this, it's going to give me error. So it's telling me that, you know what, we don't have products. What we have is products. Thank you, Adelana, and yeah, thank you, Adelana Musa. Okay, yep, and I like this. I run this. It's going to give me, that is the product table. Okay. Lastly, should I say lastly? Let me see. I'm enjoying your class. Honestly, I'm enjoying your class. I feel like staying, you know, well, okay. Let me run back to customer. Okay, and execute this so that you can see. Now, I want somebody, okay. I just need our customers, okay, their names. Let me do this. Sorry. So I want you to create a report of all of our customer names. Address WD. Names, addresses, and fax number. Yep. Can someone create this report for us? We just want a report of our customers. Okay, let me put their customer ID, customer names, customer ID, customer ID. Yeah. Can someone help me with that? Yeah. Now we don't want the whole attributes. We want specific attributes. What do I do? Once you have it, please paste it on the chat. I'm going to copy it and paste there. Okay. Do I need to move? It's like for you to see that we have, we've got fax. We've got fax. I think, yeah, we've got fax. All right, so we've got fax. You're free to add fax number there. Okay. All right. So we got facts. Anyone ready? So we need the customer ID, the customer name. We need the addresses. Yep. And we need the facts. I'm waiting for anyone. Anyone? Select customer ID, customer name, address, fax number from customers. Okay, good. Second one says select customer ID, customer name, address, fax from customers. Okay, good. Bravo, 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 bravo. But when I looked at the table, look, your query is fantastic, but it's just that I don't have customer name. What do I have? I've got contact names. I've got contact names, okay? So I'm going to copy one of the, Adela, now you should put from customers. Okay, so let me copy. Wow, Mr. Musa, I like the way you arrange. You are a born data analyst. I won't be surprised. Okay, well, you can see one, SQL does not entertain, what's it called? Space. So that should be, that is gone. So we don't have customer name, but the business wants customer name. You get it? But on the table, it is called contact name. So there is what we call the alias, and that's what you'll be learning the rest. I'm going to put here contact name as customer name. So I'm going to put this underscore. Boom. All right. Okay, let me first take the alias off so that, you know, before we take you advanced, let me just first leave it with contact name, then addresses. Okay, but on the table it's written as address. Okay, and we have, do we have fax number? What do we have? We have fax. Okay, the business asked for fax number, but we have fax. Okay, so we must use the same spelling, the same name, remember the same name spelling that is used on the table. So select customer ID, contact name, address, fax from customers. Let us execute this. And what do we have? That's what we have, okay? But one thing is this, I don't want you to displease your boss, okay? What your boss asked for was customer names. So that's what we call alias, okay? So alias is using the as clause, AS. So we say contact name as, it's not cap sensitive as, so I'm going to put here customer name. Okay, so let me use the right customer name, okay? They ask for addresses, okay? But we have address, so I'm going to put here as addresses. Okay? Your boss asks for fax number. We have fax. So what will I do? As fax underscore number, because you can't put the space, you can't put the gap. So let me run this again and see what is going to happen. Remember, we have customer ID, contact name, address, fax here. See what we're going to have now that we have applied the aliases. Now we have what the boss asks for. We have our customer ID, we have the customer name, we have the addresses, and we have the fax number, okay? And yeah, I think I'm going to stop here, right? And if you are not happy with these null values, there's another which we call where clauses. We're going to show you we're at where the facts is not null. All right? Where facts is, or not in, is not null. So if I run this, all those without facts number, they are going to go off. No more null value. You see, SQL is beautiful. You know, as a data analyst, you can do a lot. You send this to whoever, whether it's a customer department that needs it or the HR that needs it. You write your query. That's the report. And for you, how do I share this report? You know, you can highlight it. Don't worry. Let's give you all this one next time. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, for those that still have questions, I think there's a young lady that's going to speak to Ross. Let's see, just a minute. Let me see. Let me try and see if she's online. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay, let me give way. I think Jenny's online. Jenny, sorry, Jenny. Let me see, Jenny. Want to try and unmute. Jenny, if you can, please unmute yourself. Yeah. If you can please unmute yourself. Is that okay? Yeah, can you help me? Mr. Larry? Okay, let me stop the